All right, this is Gucci Mane betrays Pooh Shiesty and exposed as a federal informant by Poetic Flocka. Um, this story came out months ago, but like me personally, I thought it was a bunch of BS. But the FBI has gotten involved. It's real, and I hope he's not on the side of Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty needs to be locked up. Clearly, this man is crazy.
Gucci Mane is officially the greatest snitch in hip hop since 6ix9ine. Gucci Mane just made sure that Pooh Shiesty isn't coming home anytime soon.
Good. The nigga needs to be in jail. He just seems like the dumbest criminal ever. Because first of all, when he originally got locked up like years ago, back in what was that, 2020 maybe? Like around that time, the nigga was robbed someone in a bright green McLaren. If you're gonna go rob someone, why don't you have like a dummy car? Like, oh, this the backup. Like, it's an Altima, it's a Honda. Like something inconspicuous. No, the man does not care. And now he robbed Gucci in front of some off-duty cops, which were his security, and he thought no one was gonna tell. Come on now.
Next time we see Pooh Shiesty will be 50 years old. In our last video,
Yup.
we revealed how Pooh Shiesty, his girlfriend, his daddy, they're all sitting in jail right now on Fed charges. And today, the feds finally came out, gave their press conference and broke down why they arrested Pooh Shiesty, his daddy, his girlfriend, among other people, including they got, an arrest warrant for Big 30 right now. And they broke down it all stemmed from this Gucci Mane incident. See, we reported 4 months ago that Pooh Shiesty held Gucci Mane at gunpoint, made him sign a contract to take Pooh Shiesty from out of his deal. The feds.
And that story just sounded ridiculous. Because 4 months ago, currently, Pooh Shiesty was on house arrest. So it's like, why would you rob someone when you're on house arrest? You have an ankle monitor on. Like, ain't no way he did it. Pooh Shiesty won't think in that logical.
Update is even worse than I thought. First off, Pooh Shiesty is the dumbest human being on earth. You don't get much stupider than Pooh Shiesty. 2, Gucci Mane is one of the biggest rats in hip-hop history. One of the most surprising rats in hip-hop history. Gucci Mane is the last rapper that if you told me was a rat, I would tell you no way. Gucci Mane is officially a rat after today.
I'm Ryan.
Can you call that man a rat? Like, Gucci Mane's in his 50s, bro. Gucci Mane is in his 50s. He got held at gunpoint, robbed by one of his artists. Maybe it's because I'm not in the streets, but like, I feel like after a certain age, like that shit shouldn't apply to you. Like, Gucci Mane is writing books about mental health. The man is not in the streets, clearly. I don't know.
Rabel, I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas.
Stupid.
8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover.
The indictment says Pooh Shiesty told Gucci Mane, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. They got Pooh Shiesty and his daddy at like a Staples printing out the contract they made up themselves. So they brought the contract to the studio. Pooh Shiesty told Gucci Mane, hey, can I holler at you in the private room? Gucci said, yeah, they go to the private room. Pooh Shiesty said, hey, listen, could you sign me out of this deal? Sign this contract and release me, please. Gucci Mane said, hell no, I ain't signing you out of the deal. Bro, bro, you just came home, you hot as grease. Bro, I'm not signing you out this deal, bro. Yo, you my artist. Pooh Shiesty got irritated. Then Pooh Shiesty told somebody to go ahead and grab his bag. The person then brought the bag to Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty pulled out an AR pistol, they said, and pointed it at Gucci and told Gucci to sign it.
Got the Draco.
Gucci obviously said, all right, cool, I'll sign it. Now, while Pooh Shiesty got a pistol to Gucci Mane, making him sign it, Pooh Shiesty, grimy Memphis dudes, is in the other room robbing Gucci Mane's security, robbing like white
His security, which are off-duty police officers. So stupid,
dudes who
bro.
came with Gucci Mane. These is business people.
And business people, because they were having an executive meeting. Like, even if Gucci didn't snitch, all those people were gonna snitch. Like they did not think this through. Like, if he asked to set up a meeting with the record execs, so the record execs came through. Maybe if Gucci was by himself, maybe he would have kept it on the low. But all them other people snitched. He's probably gonna get subpoenaed either way. Think, why hide it? And I don't fuck with you. You held a gun to my head. I do not fuck with you.
People who came with Gucci, white boys. They robbing the white boys for their Rolex bags with multiple watches in it, for their wallets, for everything. I'm like, hold on. If the purpose was to have them to sign you out of the deal, why are you robbing the people with Gucci? That makes no sense whatsoever. But the robbery continued.
Stupid.
Even though Gucci Mane was signing the contract to get Pooh Shiesty from out of it. Now, apparently, like, Pooh Shiesty had to ask his daddy, which is why the daddy is currently, in jail. Pooh Shiesty had to ask his daddy, hey, Pops, is this good enough? The Pops said, nah, Pooh, tell him to, like, sign a date.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK.
That is the dumbest shit ever. Hey, Dad, this look right? Yeah, just make him sign a date. This contract cannot be held up in court. What? You're forcing someone to sign something under duress is not going to be held up in court either way. And then apparently they recorded him signing it. So you recorded the crime? Ooh, boy.
AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness.
For what? Lord.
Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping.
Big
The
30.
ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida. Towards the end of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention. Part of the terms of his home detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victims.
First off, man, Pooh, you going to jail, bro. Yeah, I don't know how much to explain this. You ain't coming home. See you at 50 if you're lucky. I'm thinking at this point it's 60 plus, bro, because they got y'all in 4K. So Pooh Shiesty recruited one dust mice, one of the dustiest of the dust mice, called Damn Fool 375. So this dude he robbed the dudes who was with Gucci Mane, and they also robbed Gucci Mane as well, okay? So we see it right here. So on surveillance footage from the offense location, the individual believed to be Rogers can be seen exiting the building carrying what appears to be the Louis Vuitton bag reported stolen. Now, Rogers also posted a video on his Instagram showing him wearing a Rolex GMT Master Batman Rolex with an oyster steel that appears visually similar to the watch stolen from So this dude is flexing with stolen watches and stolen jewelry because he never had nothing, man. This dude draws still stink, right? This dude look dusty, right? He never had nothing. He never had no Rolex. And it's a shame as well, because you doing drills for Pooh Shiesty, who's a multimillionaire, and you ain't never had a Rolex. So he's flexing, and the police is seeing this like, oh my God. Just think.
Why would they keep the stolen goods? Why not sell it? Like, because especially them niggas drove from Memphis down to Texas. They driving back home with the stolen goods. Sell that shit in Memphis. Get your money and then move on. Because they've reported it stolen, clearly. But if you report it stolen and you try to sell it in Texas, you're probably going to get caught. But if you drove to another state and try to sell it, they're probably not going to find out. But now you on the internet showing all the jewels you stole. The internet is everywhere. They're going to see this. They were probably already watching your page.
Thank God. Thank God. And what makes things worse is the person who they robbed had air tags on the product. So they stole these things and they're bringing these things to their homes, and the air tags is tracking them the entire time. They're being tracked with the air tags. So the air tags got their location.
Shit.
Then the police go to your Instagram and see you posted up with the same things you. All right, but forget about it, bro. All right, bro, cool, man. Yo, Pooh Shiesty, you cook, bro. And after
I think these niggas thought it was like in the 1900s, like before video evidence, before air tags, before, before ring cameras. Yeah, you could probably do some shit like this and get away with it. Now, in the age of technology, you can't. Someone is going to find out. Like, this is like how people used to rob banks back in the day, and it was so easy because technology was not a thing. People didn't have video evidence. People didn't have like DNA evidence. You couldn't prove none of that. Now you can. And then also, if you were going to do some dumb shit like this, why did you have Pooh Shiesty come? Like, I just think it's kind of stupid. Like, if he's the breadwinner and you want to, I would assume you would want to protect him so he could keep funding your lifestyle. Why not have some other people do that for him? Why is he involved? You know?
after all this abundance of evidence, we then find out that everybody who got robbed, including Gucci Mane, is cooperating.
Good.
The charging document outlines
They
some of
should.
the evidence, just some, establishing the defendant's.
Also, some states, you don't even need a cooperating witness. Like, as long as they have proof this happened, and clearly there was probably, 3-4 other individuals there that got robbed, and they're telling the police. Gucci Mane doesn't have to. He could choose not to say anything, but they would still be getting pressed charges. Like, they don't need Gucci. Gucci he was like, yeah, fuck it. I'ma tell. I'ma tell. Me personally, I'ma tell.
Roles in the federal offense. This is as follows: electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location,
Stupid.
which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions. Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the
Stupid.
coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a
Stupid.
vehicle that was used by the group. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. Fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least 2 of the defendants. Social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense. Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis the day after the offense. In this case, came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met.
If y'all weren't counting, he just named 8 things that placed these niggas there committing this crime. 8 different things. Oh my gosh. All of them is getting locked up.
With
Goodness.
firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document.
Gucci Mane's real name is Roderick Davis, and he is identified as RD in the paperwork. I want to say Gucci Mane is the biggest rat since 6ix9ine, but I'm happy about this, sir. Tell him all these niggas, man.
Exactly.
Right? Man, yo, listen, man, y'all out here robbing them good white folks, acting like y'all can be held accountable. Man, Gucci Mane, I'm proud of you, man, for not keeping it street. Bro, they rob your employees.
Good.
So Gucci Mane, RD, personally knew Pooh Shiesty Williams Jr. by both his legal name and the name under which he performed. So he identified Pooh Shiesty by his legal name and the name under in which he performs. All right. So they verified Pooh Shiesty's Instagram account, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this says RD Gucci Mane described Pooh Shiesty as wearing a black Nike brand Shiesty mask, black hooded shirt, and black pants during the offense. An online search of Pooh Shiesty matched the individuals and depicted throughout Pooh Shiesty's Instagram. The victims also identified Pooh Shiesty's daddy Instagram as Mob Ties Global. Now,
Also, we haven't touched on the daddy, but the daddy sound like a dumbass too. Like, it seems the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Why would his daddy let him do that? Or maybe, y'all know what's crazy? It was probably the dad that was hyping him up to do that shit. He was probably like, yo, if you don't let you out the deal, do X, Y, and Z. And Pusha went and did this. Like, crazy. I don't know. I have people that they just believe their parents blindly. And I believe my parents in some things, but like when you grow up, you should learn to get your own opinion. So you should learn that, okay, maybe they taught you this, but actually this is true. Like have some discernment. Like I think the values your parents teach you, okay, yeah. But everything they say is not 100% facts and not something you should just blindly go along with. This is
Big
ridiculous.
30. Gucci Mane and the other people that got robbed identified Big 30, a well-known hip-hop artist also known as Big 30, as present during the offense. Gucci Mane identified his Instagram account as Big 30, which is verified by Instagram. The account contains photographs of Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty and Waters and others. We like to laugh and joke, but let's be serious right here. Gucci Mane had to tell, not for the obvious reasons. Gucci Mane has Pooh Shiesty signed to him. Gucci Mane knows that Pooh Shiesty is demanding a heavy bag. Gucci Mane can take Pooh Shiesty right now and sell Pooh Shiesty to a larger label and receive a $15-20 million bag. If
Mm.
Pooh Shiesty made Gucci Mane under duress sign release papers to get Pooh Shiesty from out of his deal, when Gucci Mane goes to court to say, hey, I signed this under duress, Gucci Mane would have had to tell anyways. Y'all didn't
That's
think
a good
Gucci Mane was
point.
gonna take a $15 or $20 million L to keep it street and real, right? Like y'all didn't think that Gucci Mane was gonna
I'm
allow
not.
Pooh Shiesty to finesse himself out the contract, go ahead and sign a $20 million deal and keep him out of it, right? Y'all didn't think Gucci Mane was that stupid, right? That he was gonna lose $20 million for trying to be street, right? For trying to win over y'all validation. Man, cut it out, man. Gucci Mane said, hold on. My two options here is I either tell them folks I signed that contract under duress and tell, or lose out on $20 million. I'm telling, as he should.
I'm telling too. And fuck them. Why would he care about them anymore? And fuck the street shit, bro. I don't like you no more. So yes, I want you locked up. Lock all these niggas up. That's what I want.
Because Gucci Mane only had one option. Because if he planned on contesting signing the release paper, he would still have to explain, bro, this is your signature. They have you on camera signing this. You is on camera signing this release paper. Because in the indictment, they said that Pooh Shiesty and his daddy pulled out a cell phone and they recorded Gucci Mane signing it so Gucci Mane can't deny signing it. So if they have you on camera signing this release paper, they got your signature on the paper, they can take this to any label and say, hey, yo, we're out of the contract. I want a new deal. Gucci Mane would have had to say in court of law, these folks made me sign this under duress. Well, how did they make you sign it under duress? They made me sign it under duress by telling me if I don't sign it, they will kill me. They had a pistol to me. If you was
Mhm.
gonna say this in civil court, then you could have just said this in criminal court, in which he did. Gucci Mane did what he had to do to make sure that Pooh Shiesty and them folks got locked up. So he now has the proof and the evidence that they made him sign this under duress. So now Pooh Shiesty is still signed to Gucci Mane, and Gucci Mane still got Pooh Shiesty rights. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Good for Gucci Mane. I am proud. Eventually, you have to grow the fuck up because Gucci Mane is a 50-year-old man. Why would he still be living by street codes? And he is also an executive of a label. I would hope he's above that now. So I'm glad he snitched. Good for him. Good for him. Okay. He does have an update. Like it's only 3 days later, but I'm just like, what's the rest of the news, you know? And so might as well watch the other one. And it's More Bad News for Gucci Mane by Poetic Flacco.
Before the new update on this Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane situation, it was already bad for Gucci Mane. But it just got worse.
Was it? Was it bad for Gucci?
And Gucci Mane is now in a situation that I don't think really gonna end well for Gucci. It's a lose-lose either way.
Suspects involved in the robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane have been arrested. Officials say the alleged ringleader behind the attack was rapper Pooh Shiesty. Our Briseda Olguin has been on top of this story and has the latest.
Aside from learning that the 9th and final suspect has been arrested, we've been able to obtain video which shows the FBI at Pooh Shiesty's home the day he was arrested. Take a look at that video.
Also, if y'all wondering why the FBI is involved, it's because he came from Tennessee with guns down to Dallas, kidnapped and robbed somebody, then went back to Tennessee. He crossed state lines. Dumbass nigga.
This happened in Memphis. Federal authorities say Shiesty was the ringleader behind the attack on Gucci Mane here in Dallas. That incident happened back in January at a music studio located off Dallas Parkway. The DOJ says Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint. They say 9 people were involved, including Pooh Shiesty's father and Big 30. For background, Pooh Shiesty.
Did y'all see the surveillance video they have of them leaving the building?
Signed onto Gucci Mane's record label back in 2020. And according to the DOJ, Pooh Shiesty is the one who set up the meeting to discuss his recording contract.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
We knew from the very beginning of this indictment that Gucci Mane was snitching and working with them folks, and that Gucci Mane identified Pooh Shiesty and snitched on Pooh Shiesty. Now, Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci Mane and an off-duty officer and a bunch of white folks who are rich while he was on an ankle monitor. So
Dumbass.
Pooh Shiesty did himself a disservice. But the thing with snitching, there ain't no halfway snitching or halfway telling, especially in this situation. You see, Gucci Mane did what he did by identifying Pooh Shiesty to the police officers and to the feds and getting Pooh Shiesty this indictment. But after the update we just got, after it was announced, the feds don't really got too much on Pooh Shiesty, his daddy, or Big 30. They don't really got that much on them. And
Really?
they admitted that. They are relying heavily on witnessed account of things. They're relying
I mean, I guess technically it's hearsay, but if there was an off-duty police officer there, wouldn't you take his word as like up there, like facts, like almost like, okay, he said it. I think it's probably true. Or when you have camera evidence of them carrying. Yeah, no, none of this makes sense. What even is limited evidence? We literally saw them posting with the stolen jewelry. We saw that he has air tags with the stolen jewelry that led to their house. What is the limited evidence of the guns? Then you recorded them. They recorded Gucci signing it, so they recorded the crime. Maybe the guns weren't in the video, but you still recorded it, so it lines up with the story that they're telling.
heavily on people who were present to tell and snitched on Pooh Shiesty. That means that Gucci Mane got to take this stand or risk Pooh Shiesty walking.
New development tonight in the arrest of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. He and 8 others are charged with kidnapping rapper Gucci Mane. Shiesty's father, Lontrell Williams Sr., and another Memphis rapper known as Big 30 appeared in federal court today. Action News 5's Caitlin Miller was in the courtroom in downtown Memphis. So Caitlin, fill us in. What happened today?
Yeah, Joyce, so they're actually still in there, but what I can tell you is that a special agent from the FBI, Marcellus Hobbs, from the Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, took the stand, and defense attorneys for Lontrell Williams Sr., Pooh Shiesty's father, and Rodney Wright Jr., also known as rapper Big 30, asked Hobbs a key question. Is there any hard evidence, like video surveillance, showing either man possessing a gun or threatening anyone? And Hobbs said no. He also testified that no concrete evidence was found in Wright's car or Williams' homes when they were arrested. But even so, the judge ruled there is still probable cause for both men and all defendants who appear today based on cell phone data, outside surveillance video, and victim statements that stand uncontested. Right now, we're still waiting for the detention decision, so we're watching to see whether they'll be held or released as we move forward.
Gucci Mane is in a lose-lose situation. He already identified Pooh Shiesty on paperwork. His reputation is already dirt. However, there is a drastic difference between identifying somebody in paperwork, and maybe you could talk your way out of that, and taking a stand, pointing at them and snitching on camera for everybody to see. You can never come.
Why does that matter? I don't understand the street code. It don't add up. Because, like, imagine someone coming into your house and robbing you. Do you not snitch? Like, I feel like this is the same shit they were trying to put on, what's his name? Bun B. Someone broke into Bun B's house. They were literally about to shoot his wife. He ended up shooting them. And then he testified against them, and people were calling him a snitch. Make it make sense. Like, it doesn't. And, like, in this situation, they robbed him and they held him hostage at gunpoint. Why would you not snitch? Why would you not take the stand? You almost died. This man has kids and a wife. He has people to live for. Yeah, I'm snitching. Like, at what age do you just get past that? Like, what age are people like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, I understand. He need to snitch. And then also he brought up the point, if he doesn't, he's going to lose $20 million because they made him sign that contract. No. Nope, I'm snitching. I'm singing like a bird.
Back from that. Well, if these folks are admitting we don't got much on these people, we don't got much physical evidence on them. What we do have, though, is witness account of things, witness statements, people who are going to take the stand and testify. If Gucci Mane doesn't testify, because Gucci Mane was the one who was in the room with Pooh Shiesty when he got robbed. He was the only one there. So if Gucci Mane doesn't take that stand and doesn't testify on Pooh Shiesty, well, Pooh Shiesty could walk. And if Pooh Shiesty walks or get found not guilty, well, Pooh Shiesty is coming home as an absolute living legend because the streets know Pooh Shiesty did it. Gucci Mane, one, you told for no reason initially because your name is in that paperwork. So now people is looking at you as a snitch.
That was also crazy. They didn't never specifically say Gucci Mane said this. They just said RD. We don't know if there's anyone else with those initials. I mean, it's unlikely, but we still don't know.
And the person you told don't got no consequences and they free. And that may have implications because if you don't take the stand, well, guess what? You're telling them folks that you signed that contract under duress. The contract released for Pooh Shiesty, Gucci saying, I signed that under duress. Well, if you don't take the stand and you don't cooperate any longer, well, Pooh Shiesty got you on camera signing that contract. He can say, I didn't do that under duress. Like, I didn't put, put no gun in Gucci Mane's head and made him release me from my contract. He lying. I went to court, federal court, and got found out not guilty of this. Now, Gucci Mane risked Pooh Shiesty walking free from the contract, beating the Fed case, becoming the biggest rapper on the planet, and Gucci Mane gets nothing. But if Gucci Mane do go to court and take that stand, well, guess what? Now Gucci Mane's reputation is done forever.
Does he care about his reputation anymore? I mean, the nigga's been out for forever. He has hits. I'm sure he's recouping on money just from all his old music. Does he actually need to still drop? Does he need to still sign people? I don't know. I'm very doubtful. Like I feel like he could sustain his lifestyle off of what, even if he stopped doing music. And everyone doesn't care about snitching, like me. So if Gucci drops an album, I'm still gonna listen because I think he should snitch.
Gucci Mane can never show his face again in hip hop. Gucci Mane is now a pariah and is now ostracized from hip hop forever. Now,
People
based
still
on
fuck
who
with
you're
6ix9ine,
talking to,
and people fuck with Gunna. Gunna's a supposed snitch. People listen to that man. Gunna's doing great, actually. I don't know if his reputation is completely ruined if he snitches on Pooh Shiesty.
Gucci Mane got support on one end of hip hop, while the other end of hip hop is saying it ain't cool what you doing.
And committed kidnapping.
That's
in
ridiculous,
violation
bro.
of that. Chat, is Gucci's career done? Gucci's a victim of a kidnapping. According to this federal agent, Gucci helped them identify the culprits. I think Gucci should get a pass. He's from Atlanta. For Atlanta rapper not to tell, that'll be breaking news. Yo, chat, it's going to be viral the day an Atlanta rapper be like, yo, breaking news, this Atlanta rapper, with all the reasons to tell, didn't tell. Who cares? And is Gucci a street guy anymore?
No, the nigga's 50.
This is regular Atlanta business right here. But I got to be honest with you. Shiesty's fried.
In this situation, I'm okay with whatever Gucci does.
Yeah.
I'm okay if he went in there and said, them niggas robbed me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that because, like I tell people all the time, Gucci, we get out of the street game and get in the rap game so that the rules do not apply to us. Now, for the people that said, "Oh man, Gucci snitch, man, he need to keep it to the streets and this and that right there." Well, it's not streets.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with Atlantic Records or these big old record companies, these are banks.
Yeah.
When they gonna give you money.
Pooh Shiesty went to jail shortly after his career popped off. So let's just say, like the label gave Gucci Mane, let's say, $7 million for Pooh Shiesty. He gave Pooh Shiesty that advance. Pooh Shiesty goes to jail. Pooh Shiesty is in jail. He gets another advance, let's say for like $2 million. Pooh Shiesty come home. He his music is streaming. Let's just say Pooh Shiesty is $3 million in the hole. Well,
Damn.
if Pooh Shiesty forced Gucci Mane with a pistol to release him from out his contract, even though he has $3 million left to recoup, then Gucci Mane is the one who has that debt. Gucci Mane is the one who has to answer to that. Right?
Oh.
So that's why you would say, if you Gucci Mane, this ain't about no street stuff, man. Like, yo, this is business, bro. You can't do that. You can't put no pistol to my head and make me release you out of contract where you still got to
You know, that is a good point, though, because I think he got signed in 2020. Then I think he got locked up in probably 2021. Like some ridiculous time frame. Like it wasn't that he wasn't out for that long. So yeah, he should be happy he was still in a deal. I'm just saying. I don't know. He sounds a little ungrateful to me.
Cool. That ain't cool. That ain't boo. Now, let's look at the evidence, though, against Pooh Shiesty here. Because people are saying Gucci Mane is
I
fried.
think it's
Because
a
if
lot.
Gucci Mane did that, tell him, but he ain't ready to go the full way. He ain't ready to absolutely just burn his bridge and ruin his face card forever in hip-hop. Then Pooh Shiesty is...
And Gucci Mane is already like, I would say he's like kind of solidified in the streets because isn't Gucci the same one that like y'all? I'm sure you guys watched that that verses, but one of Jeezy's homies came in Gucci's house trying to kill him, and then the other guy ended up dying. I would say then he beat that case, so I think he's good. Like I think people know, like back in the day, yeah, Gucci was on that timing. But now, 30 years later, he's changed. And also, Gucci has mentioned he had mental health issues in the past. So the way he was thinking back then was probably skewed. And he probably knows, yeah, like, this ain't the way to live. That ain't the way to live. I was doing that because I was a little off. But now he knows what's what.
coming home and walking free. based on how the evidence is looking. Now, according to lawyer Mo, who covers a lot of these hip hop cases, he believes the feds don't really got much on Pooh Shiesty, and it relies on Gucci Mane's testimony. But if Gucci Mane don't testify, then Gucci Mane is
I
still
hope
a
Gucci
right
testifies.
for identifying Pooh Shiesty. But then the man he ratted on is
I hope he testifies, and I hope it like trickles down to the youngins and be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't behave this way. Maybe if someone robs me, I should go to the police and not try to handle it in the streets.
free, and now you got to deal with that.
He just said this week, 9 individuals, including well-known music artists, kidnapped. This happened back on January 10th. Why is the internet wrong? Well, people who are saying that there's this guy on video pulling a gun on Gucci, if the feds have you on video pulling a gun on Gucci while you're on home confinement, not allowed to have a gun, on January 10th, you get arrested January 11th, maybe January 12th. By February, you're cooked. By March, you're already violated and doing your time. This is April. Now, one thing that's to note, I think the fact that we're in April and this came out today is telling, because Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, was fired today, and we need to turn the page quickly. But I think this case seems, we'll see. I think obviously the feds have charged kidnapping, and the reason why you charge kidnapping is because it's not larceny. The guy didn't rob the recording deal rights. You're never going to prove to a jury.
Isn't it larceny though? They took his jewelry.
That Pooh Shiesty had a premeditated plan to fly out to Dallas, and then he's going to pull a gun on Gucci and get Gucci to sign away the contract rights. That's ridiculous. Okay? There was a lot of people in the room. Apparently, there was some violence in that room, because the most injuries that we've heard of is some guy got like choked and there was some abrasions on his neck. Okay, so something happened. But then like beyond that, the feds haven't really put anything. I don't know if this news report is real, but I don't need a news report to tell me that there's no video of Pooh Shiesty holding a gun. Facts. Pooh Shiesty is the most important person on this indictment. The only guy the feds really care about. Facts. Pooh Shiesty allegedly had that gun on him on January 10th. Facts. Pooh Shiesty was not picked up until April 1st. Facts. They are not letting Pooh Shiesty to build a case out on some other people who they don't care about stay out for 3 months while they have him on camera with a gun, and potentially he could have done another crime, and then they would have been never gonna happen. Okay, now let's talk about the
Would the feds have took this case though if they didn't have any evidence like at all? Because that just sounds crazy. I feel like most of the time the feds win when they trying to lock somebody up. You normally go down.
case, right? So what you have in this case is a case of 6 people who have been charged, okay? And 6 people are there and present. What did each of them do? What is each of their roles? Was there a conspiracy to actually plan and plot to go and be there? None of that shit is going to get proven from the fact that the ankle monitor places him there. None of that shit is going to get proven from the fact that you have surveillance camera from the drugstore across the street showing people leave. None of that shit is going to get proven by any of that. What it will come down to is witness testimony, and that's all it is. And so you're going to see the case play out.
We've never been at a more important place in the culture than this moment right here. I would say 2024.
I really hope Gucci just tells. Like, if it is coming down to witness testimony, I need Gucci to get on a stand and just snitch so it can set a precedent to everybody else. Like, you should behave this way or you will get locked up.
4 was the last time we were at this point in the culture. But what happened? In 2024, we were at a point in the culture where I feel like the general consensus in the culture was the streets got to go. The streets are stupid. And then coincidentally, conveniently, Kendrick Lamar drops a record where he's crip walking, he's blood walking, and now crip walking and blood walking and gangbanging is cool again. Right on time, right on cue. When we were getting ready to make that pivot.
I think that's a weird comparison. Because just because you're crip walking and blood walking doesn't mean you out here killing niggas. I think those things do not go hand in hand. Kendrick Lamar was just displaying how he grew up, the culture he was involved in. I don't think anyone's saying Kendrick Lamar is a killer. And I watched that video. I'm pretty sure he's referring to the Not Like Us video. That was just a good video. Niggas was dancing. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. They were not promoting violence in that video.
Kendrick Lamar made gangbanging cool. Now, we're far removed from that, like from that era. Now we're at the pivotal point again where, okay, it's time to make a decision. Is snitching cool or is snitching not cool? I feel like if Gucci Mane goes to that courthouse, take that stand, and comes out and survives that stand, and survives taking a stand against Pooh Shiesty, and nobody cares, and nobody treats Gucci Mane differently, and Gucci Mane still gets to come out here, tour, make music, drop hits, and he still...
Yo, Gucci Mane has put too many people on for them to switch up on him after he takes the stand. Like, he put hella people on. People you probably don't even know about. He was involved in Nicki Minaj's career, Lil Wayne's career, hella Atlanta niggas. Like, all of them niggas. You can't just switch up on this man. He's been in the industry too long. I think he has the right to snitch. Wait, who wouldn't snitch? If you don't snitch, you're losing what, $20 million? And these niggas get to walk free? Crazy.
Because move around the industry freely, that'll be the death of anti-snitching. That'll be the death of it. If Gucci Mane does that, come out, and he's still allowed to operate in the industry and move around freely and do what he got to do, and he still got fans and he's still moving, because we've never seen this before. 6ix9ine came out, 6ix9ine career over with.
6ix9ine a little different. He was doing a lot of extra shit. And 6ix9ine, he was involved in the tomfoolery. Like, 6ix9ine snitched on people he was out here committing crimes with. This ain't the same situation.
Gunna is still denying he snitched. Gunna snitching is so dry area, it's so gray area that we don't even, like, some people think Gunna didn't snitch, while some think he did snitch. Right? Gunna came back to LA, was in the trenches after that incident because folks are saying he didn't snitch. But if Gucci Mane take that stand, point a finger and said, that man did it, and get off that stand and survive, that's the death. That's the death of anti-snitching. That's the death of it. We can now move past this conversation on whether or not the culture care about snitching anymore. We don't.
And the world will heal. We will move forward as a culture together. Beautiful.
This is the most pivotal moment, man. And Gucci is in your corner, man, because if Gucci take that stand and rat and tell them white folks that Pooh Shiesty did it, Pooh Shiesty is going to jail for a very long time. If Gucci don't take that stand, Pooh Shiesty coming home. Y'all let me know in the comments.
I mean, I hope he gets locked up either way, honestly, because this is just a stupid crime to commit. Like, it's just so many things that were dumb. So I hope he gets locked up either way. If he takes a stand, even if he doesn't take the stand, I think if Gucci takes a stand, I think it would be good. I think it would have a good influence on people. Yeah. That's my opinion. And then also, I would snitch. I will sing. I don't know. Would y'all snitch? I'm snitching on anyone that pulls a gun out on me, bro. There's no coming back. They're